men for sex. So this has come in time because we have to keep on amending the laws as the country evolves, as the country moves on, because these are new things that are coming up. Maybe some of these things were never discussed. You'd never say why you never got a promotion. You never say why you didn't get your grade. You never say why you are not even selected into a certain team. So, Madam Speaker, I support the petition.
Thank you. Honorable Atandi.
Madam Speaker, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity and to support the petition which has been presented by the Honorable Pasaris. Madam Speaker, I've met many women whose careers have been messed up because their bosses wanted to have sex with them and they said no. Also, I've met many other women who who actually went through interviews successfully, but before they could be given employment letters, their bosses wanted to have sex with them. So, Madam Speaker, this issue is really very serious. That I wish this Parliament would take this matter very seriously and ensure that sexology law is enacted here so that we can protect women who are being exploited by these sex perverts. Madam Speaker, this thing happens every day and in our midst. Madam Speaker, sex is very good. And, you know, all of us are consumers of sex. And the best sex, Madam Speaker, is consensual. But I wanted to define sexology and say that this is a case where
Honorable Donya, what is out of order? Hold on, Honorable Atandi.
Is the Honorable in order when he's saying that all of us are consumers of sex, when we know well there is the act of celibacy from the Catholic Church? Don't generalize, Honorable Atandi. You will make the nuns, the bishops from the... Being a Catholic, as much as I'm not a nun, I chose the family way because I'm a consumer of that sex that you have said.
Honorable Doja, you will have your chance to debate. I think Honorable Atandi refer to this house. I don't see any nun, I don't see any father in this house. Generally.
Thank you.
Honorable Atandi, you have 2 minutes to conclude.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I was saying that all the members in the house here are consumers of sex. Yeah, and my point, Madam Speaker, my point is that that sex should not be.
Honorable Millie, you are on record in this house having confirmed you love sex. So you cannot be out of order. Honorable Atandi, let's hear Honorable Millie. Let us hear Honorable Millie for a minute. What is out of order?
Really, Honorable Atandi is out of order. Even though I'm on record having said before that I love sex. That was when I was younger. You heard Honorable Ichungwa saying yesterday that I'm the knee of the house, meaning I am older. I am menopausal. We are suffering separation. Honorable Millie, you must not defy science. Even menopausal women still have sex. Go on, Honorable Atandi.
Madam Speaker, let me conclude. Let me conclude by saying that, Madam Speaker, sex should not be the reason why a professional would lose their career because they refuse to give somebody sex. So, Madam Speaker, let us, as a House, create this law so that we can protect Kenyans. I also wanted to add, Madam Speaker, that it has become normal that a lot of women try to avail themselves so that they are used for sex so that they can benefit from certain services. Again, this is not something which should be right. I want to urge women across the world that you should never even you ask somebody to pay you for sex. Madam Speaker, we even need a law against people asking for money to provide sex. Madam Speaker, I've had homes where wives are refusing to give sex because their husbands did not give them materials. Madam Speaker, sex should be given free of charge, Madam Speaker, and I think if there can be a law like that, I would really want to support. Thank you.
Honorable Mayaka, kindly restrict yourself to the petition.
Honorable Speaker, are you gagging me in advance? Honorable Speaker, thank you very much for the opportunity. And first of all, I'd just like to join Honorable Elachi in welcoming our leaders from the university who are here and to acknowledge their presence and to thank the Honorable Passaris for bringing this very important petition to the House. Honorable Speaker, you know the word that they actually use out there when they're engaging in sextortion is they ask women and girls for the cookie. That is the new word they use. That give away the cookie so that you can get water and all these other things. And we really, really need to speak to our girls and speak to our women, even as we seek to bring sufficient laws to ensure that this issue is dealt with. Honorable Speaker, one of the things that women really face as a challenge is lack of water. And even as we are discussing this issue, we also need to get to the nitty-gritty of what the problem is. Because we have been given a declaration by the World Health Organization and World Bank that we ought to have water within 500 meters radius of every homestead. And that is not something that we have in this country. And so women and young girls go through this. They're not even able to report. Some of them even go to their mothers and tell them that they're experiencing this. But because of the shame and the stigma that is associated with it, they hide these particular situations. And I also want to agree with Honorable Elachi when she says that we actually need an omnibus law in all the acts that we have, the Employment Act, the Labor Act, all the vital acts, so that this issue is actually dealt with to the root of it, and including also the penal code. And Honorable Speaker, when you hear situations such like the issue that is happening in Kibra about exchanging sex for water, that is an issue that actually needs to be taken into serious consideration, because it might take us a long time to have these laws in place because of the procedures we have in Parliament, but we also just need to identify the key areas that are really being affected by this and seek to have a and also just encourage the Petitions Committee to deal with this issue as urgently as they can, because it is a matter of grave urgency. I thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pukose.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for allowing me to make my comments on this, that I support the petition on amendment of the Penal Code to provide for the offense of sextortion. Madam Speaker, you remember the incident that happened in Kericho, where people to be employed, that they had to provide sex for you to be able to be employed. We've even seen in our own institutions where we have sexually transmitted results, where students have to give even sex to their tutors or to their lecturers so that they can be able to pass. I think this should be criminalized, and we should be able to make it an offense for somebody to ask for sex. And I think it is demeaning even to our women when somebody looks at you and asks for sex to be able to provide you with a certain service or a certain favor. I think this is very bad. Honorable Speaker, I even saw the other day, there are things that comes into sexual offenses. I saw the other day the Speaker of the County of Nairobi forcing a Muslim lady to greet him and hug him. And I think that is that's a very serious sexual offense, and I hope that character should be dealt with by the law to make it an example for others. So with those few remarks, I want to support it.
Dr. Nyamai.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for giving me a chance to make comments also on this important petition. I would like to congratulate the Honorable Passaris for the boldness to bring this petition on sextortion. This is a matter, Madam Speaker, that is being talked about world over, and non-governmental organizations have put in money to try to protect women, especially young girls and people living with disabilities, but bringing it to the House is very important. Madam Speaker, sextortion is happening to powerful women and women who are not powerful. It is happening to women who are rich, more so women who are rich and also women who are poor. It is happening face to face and it is also happening online. So when the Committee on Petitions looks at it, they require to receive as much information as possible so that we do not focus on what is happening face to face, but we also focus on online. Madam Speaker, ignoring this matter is going to make the perpetrators bolder, especially when they know that there is lacuna in law. So it is important that it is done soon as possible. As I finish, Madam Speaker, I would like to ask the Honorable Mbai's Petitions Committee to invite subject matter experts in this one. They may decide to choose to call them, because if they just advertise, they may not get people who understand sextortion as it should be. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Finally on this, Major Bashir.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. First and foremost, I want to thank the Honorable Member for bringing this petition. Honorable Speaker, this issue is actually widespread, and it's happening every day and happens in every place. Sometimes even happening in places where somebody don't even think is going to happen. It's rather unfortunate. It dehumanizes the women. Remember, the women are our mothers, our wives, our daughters. And sometimes they don't even report because of the stigma that goes on with these kind of things. Honorable Speaker, 2 days ago, we witnessed in public glare a senior public official by the name the Speaker of Nairobi County, as has been mentioned earlier, involving in the same act against a member of the County Assembly of Nairobi. Now, if that can be done in the glare of the camera and in the public, what happens in the darkness? It's rather unfortunate. And I want to use this opportunity to call out on the Speaker of Nairobi County to actually resign, or the County Assembly members to impeach him, so that is a lesson to other members who are holding public offices. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Finally, Honorable Karoli.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity.
Wait, Honorable Karoli. Honorable Gikaria, what is out of order?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I don't know whether there is a problem with the technical aspect of these things, because I came, I put my card, I put the intervention as directed.
I can confirm, Honorable Gikaria, even now I don't have you on my screen.
Yes, and it is still there and blinking. I don't know what is the problem. That maybe
I do not have
fix.
you on either the contribution button or
Honorable
intervention.
Major Bashir can confirm, and he has just come and mine was on.
Let IT check it out. Honorable Karoli,
Okay.
kindly go on.
So I take this one. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to add my voice to this important petition. I think it is important that we appreciate that sextortion affects both gender, but women more particularly, because there are also instances where men are victims. And we need to distinguish or understand what sextortion is, how sextortion is different from other sexual offenses such as rape and sexual harassment. I think the most important thing here is the understanding of what consent and acquiescence is. In the other cases, there's absolutely no consent, but in sextortion, there appears to be consent, but there's actually no consent, because the victim, whether male or female, is actually given what in mafia terminology is called an offer they can't refuse. You are presented with a set of facts or circumstances that forces them in exchange for services to pay by way of sex. And we have had very bad experiences in this country for sex for grades, sex for rides, sex for water, sex for fish, sex for relief food, sex for school fees. even sex for holy blessings in churches, and sex for jobs and promotions, and even worse, sex for political favors. I think, Madam Speaker, since there is no national policy on this issue, and it is so widespread, and it is affecting quite a large number of people, we need to make an urgent intervention and insert a particular clause on this, make criminalized sextortion in the penal code. It is also important,
Honorable Karoli, do you want to be informed by Honorable Mili?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I just wanted to inform the Honourable Member that if you look at Section 23 and 24 of the Sexual Offences Act, there are incidents of that are covered, except it doesn't cover all incidents of sextortion. The terminology may be different, and I just want to congratulate Honourable Esther. And in terms of where it should be homed, probably they would want to think of the Sexual Offences Act because it's an offence that relates to sex.
Thank you for that information.
Honorable Karoli, conclude.
Honorable Mili. But I think we need to criminalize both sextortion, but also make it a tort so that the victims can also get civil compensation when they've been sexually assaulted by these predators that we have in society. Otherwise, Honorable Chair, Honorable Speaker, thank you very much for the opportunity.
The time for that petition is up. The petition will stand committed to the Public Petitions Committee. Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Deputy Leader of Deputy Whip, Majority Whip.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Wednesday, April 17th, 2024, morning sitting. Number 1, reports of the Auditor General and financial statement of Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development Mortgage and Car Loan Scheme for the years ended 30th June 2021, 30th June 2022, and 30th June 2023, and the certificates therein. Number 2, reports of the Auditor General and financial statement of National Cereals and Produce Board Car Loan Fund for the years ended 30th June 2022 and 30th June 2023, and the certificates therein. Number 3, reports of the Auditor General and financial statement of the Consolidated Bank of Kenya for the year ended 31st December 2023. Number 4, reports of the Auditor General and financial statement of the year ended 30th June 2023 in respect of A, Water Services Regulatory Board, B, National Environment Tribunal, C, Development Bank of Kenya Limited, D, Kenya National Commission for UNESCO, E, Kenya National Innovation Agency, F, Tourism Research Institute, G, Kenya Veterinary Vaccine Production Institute, H, Kipchagbo Tea Factory, I, Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, J, Mosoriot Teachers Training College, K, Laikipia University, L, National Employment Authority, M, Golf Hotel Limited, N, Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization, O, Tea Board of Kenya, P, Kenya Rose Board Fund, Q, Moi University, and R, Institute of Human Resource Management. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Wako. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Member for Matungu, you're listed here to have a motion, notice of a motion.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion. Adjournment of the House pursuant to Standing Order number 33A to discuss a definite matter of urgent national importance regarding the surge of road accidents in the country. Madam Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 3.1, I rise to seek leave for adjournment of the House to discuss definite matter of urgent national importance regarding the surge of road accidents in the country. Madam Speaker, the National Transport and Safety Authority (NTSA) recently released a report providing statistical data on the current road safety situation of the country. According to the report, 7,198 Kenyans have been involved in road accidents within the last 3 months of this year, 2024, making a significant rise of accidents compared to the same period last year. It is disheartening that at least 1,198 lives were tragically lost in the accidents. Madam Speaker, these statistics highlight the troubling state of road safety in the country and which require urgent intervention. While acknowledging efforts by the Ministry of Transport in the last few days, much more is needed to be done, including full implementation of traffic laws and policies to ensure road safety. Madam Speaker, it is against this background that I seek leave for the adjournment of the House to discuss this matter of great national concern with a view of exploring possible and lasting solutions. I beg to give notice. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Nabulindo. I will appoint Honorable Nabulindo, do you have the support for the adjournment motion? How many?
Yes.
Thank you, honorable members. Take your seats. Honorable Nabulindo, your motion will be slotted for 12 noon or at the completion of order number 9, whichever comes first. Yes. We will do order number 9. If it is not over by 12, the House will rise for your adjournment motion. But if it is over by earlier than that, again, you will have more time for your adjournment motion. That is clear? Thank you. Next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Honorable Doris, you have a question?
Oh, I have a question to ESCC, the ESCC Commission. I want it to state the criteria used by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission to undertake the ongoing interviewing of staff of Kisii County government that seeks to authenticate their academic certificates. They should also explain why only junior officers' certificates are being scrutinized, leaving behind the senior officers, such as the county executive committee members and the chief officers. In addition, they should also consider restarting the entire exercise by commencing with the topmost positions in the county executive, including all elected leaders in the county. Thank you.
Thank you. This is a question to an independent commission to be replied before the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs. Honorable Doris, you have another statement.
I have a request for a statement regarding random killings in Kisii County. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 4-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding random killings and raising insecurity cases in Kisii County. Honorable Speaker, Article 26 of the Constitution provides for the rights of every person to life. Additionally, Article 27 provides that every person has the right to freedom and security. These rights are inalienable to every citizen, regardless of age, status in life, or locality. Sadly, there have been cases of insecurity and killings in Kisii County over the last few months. For instance, on 2nd of March 2024, one Mr. Lucas Nyang'ao Miruka Umbui of ID number 7302757 was found dead at Nyabiore Market, Magenche Ward, Bomachoge Borab constituency in Kisii County. Within the same locality, Mr. Obure Makabe was also found dead under unclear circumstances around the same time. Also, Duke Nyabaro was found, his body was found around Bonchari area. Sadly, police response has been slow